One big move came down at that as Artemi Panarin is out of New York and going to Los Angeles. I was saying on the radio, I think this trade was the one that made sense to me for LA. They are in a win now spot because they don't want to just let the last year of Anze Kopitar fade away. And they did this exact same thing last year, lesser extent, but at the deadline, they brought in Kuzmenko, and they went from being one of the worst teams in the NHL offensively to being an unstoppable juggernaut. I picked LA to beat Edmonton in the first round because that offense was just scoring at an absurd pace the entire second part of the season. When they put Kuzmenko with Kopitar, and then you have a guy who's really good at getting the puck out of their own end, and a guy who is really good at setting things up offensively. And so now, I think you do that with Panarin too. The Kings have, again, very much struggled to score this year. Offense has been down again for this team. Panarin is going to be able to fix that. This is still, like, I didn't love the moves they made in the offseason, bringing in Dumoulin, bringing in Ceci. I think that those were wild overpays, and the term was insane, too. Like, I didn't like that. But this is a team that has a solid structure on the blue line and has a defensively sound group of forwards that can help them out in a lot of those situations. So they're fine. They need the pure offensive talent. And Byfield hasn't turned into that. You have some other guys who can, but Panarin is just that pure offensive guy who I think can unlock a little of the potential in guys like Kempe and Fiala and some of those other dudes that maybe need a little bit of the help to kind of set up their shot. So I think this makes a lot of sense. I really do. And then getting the extension on top of it. Hey, they didn't give up a lot. Like, what was it? Green Tree and a third? Like, that's okay. Absolutely give that up for a rental for Panarin. Then they signed the extension. $11 million. It's a little on the pricey side, but for 2 years. To only have to lock him in for 2 years is gold, I think, for the LA Kings. So I love this trade for Los Angeles. Like, I think this can be a game changer type of a move for them. They have been battling for a playoff spot. It hasn't clicked, like I said, offensively, but this can be a very, very, very good move for the Los Angeles Kings. Like, if I'm the Ducks right now, I'm sweating. If I'm the Oilers, I mean, maybe not because I've played them a couple years in a row in the playoffs and it's gone pretty well. But if I'm the Oilers, I'm at least, oh, okay, taking note, because this fixes the one problem that team had, and that they were able to do it at a pretty reasonable number, term-wise anyway, for the future. So a great move, I think, for the Kings. For the Rangers, yes, as Uncle Crashy's saying here in the Twitch chat, Green Tree and a conditional third could turn into a second or a fourth. That feels a little underwhelming for the Rangers for Panarin. But they announced to the world that they had to move, that they were going to move him, and they were kind of right up against it here. And you can understand, could turn into a second and a fourth. Sorry. That would be quite the condition on it. So it's a third, but it's definitely not a third. But yeah, sorry, second and a fourth it could turn into. But right now, Green Tree and a third. Even, you know what? Feeling optimistic today. Let's say Green Tree, a second and a fourth. That's okay. Like, that's volume. That's stuff. But for a guy who was a franchise cornerstone for a while, who I think is going to be potentially transformative, at least initially, for the LA Kings, it feels like that is a very easy trade for the Kings to make. Now, not a lot of teams, again, can fit that cap number in, and there was a lot of different things going on, and we saw out here in Calgary that trading for a rental and trading away a rental can be a little bit of a challenge. So you're not going to get this big, gigantic haul, but I don't know what trade chips the Rangers have that are. Like, unless they're going to go really bold in moving like a Fox or a Lafreniere or something like that, I don't think they have this big kind of magic pill that's going to turn everything around and fix this franchise and just like jumpstart this rebuild. The thing that's going to jumpstart this rebuild is just this makes their hockey team worse. And so they're not going to win as many games and get a better draft pick in a pretty deep draft this year. So it has to be disappointing for Rangers fans. They gave it a go. I've liked this team for a while. Like Panarin ended up getting the most out as a Zibanejad. The kids never clicked at the same time as all the other guys did, but they got to conference finals and everything like that. I like this for the Kings and for the Rangers. It's the step back that they needed, but probably not the step back that they wanted in the return for Panarin. So let me know. Am I way off on this trade? Let me know in the chat or in the comments section. A couple more here from the chat. We got Uncle Crashy, me as a Kings fan, and then some celebratory gifts on there. And then yes, Kuzi, Kopi, and Kempe was amazing. Yeah, let's we could go Andre, Anze, and Adrian, because the 3K is something else right now, especially down there. So the AAA line, we'll go with that. But yeah, like that turned into one of the best offensive lines in the NHL. And I think poor coaching and just a little bit of poor execution really hurt them against Edmonton, and just a couple of mistakes are the difference between them moving on and them not. So bringing now this high-level player of Panarin, maybe he can get Kuzmenko going as well, and you can really jumpstart this offense. So like I said, I like it a lot for the LA Kings. So that's where I'm at. But again, let me know if there are any dissenting views in the chat. You guys can let me know, as we are streaming this live. A couple podcasts recording today.